Good evening. It's the 9 o'clock observations for our storm, January 15th, 2024. We are starting now to see areas of moderate snowfall showing up in portions of central and southern New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania. Right around Mount Holly, New Jersey, we are having steady snowfall, moderate snowfall, visibility around, let's see, about 2.5 miles to 1 mile. Philadelphia, we're reporting light snow, visibility around a mile. Wrightstown, we're seeing light snow. It's snowing pretty steadily out here in Freehold. We already have a half an inch on the ground as snow is accumulating pretty quickly at this point. Now, I am getting reports of some individuals saying, hey, I'm seeing snow all around me, but I'm not seeing snow where I'm at. Well, part of that is because of the dry air that's in place. You see, your temperature is around 27, and your dew points, let's say in northern New Jersey, are around 10, 15. So, what's happening is that you're having dry air in place. And because of that dry air, you are basically not seeing the snowfall reach the ground. Now, I'm going to pull up, I probably should have set this up beforehand, but let me pull up the HRR guidance because we're going to go down to 1 and we're going to click on right here. Okay, so you see this part right here? This dry air at 950 millibars is what's basically causing your snowfall to evaporate. Now, the good news is that this won't last very long. It also means that the atmosphere is going to cool as well. So, for example, in Freehold, we started off with snowfall at 27. We're down to 24.6 with steady light snow. And that should continue as we go on through the evening with these temperatures falling off into the mid 20s and kind of getting stuck there for a couple of hours. That also means your snow ratio is going to be higher. We're looking at ratios around 15 to 1. Why is that so important? Well, we have all this precipitation on the way, and this precipitation is falling pretty impressively. In fact, a little bit stronger than what was expected. And we're getting reports around Baltimore and Washington of moderate to heavy snowfall. So that was certainly not expected. You're seeing moderate snowfall in Northern Virginia, moderate snowfall around Washington, D.C., a little bit of freezing rain mixed in with that. Moderate snowfall around Baltimore is showing up. So certainly some pretty good snowfall is on the way with higher ratio potential, which means that your accumulating snowfall will be able to pile up a little bit faster. And as this whole system evolves and we get stronger and stronger lifting take shape, that snowfall potential will increase. Now, this is at 9 to 25 millibars. We've been talking about frontogenesis all evening. We're starting to see that now expand into New Jersey, back through the I-95 corridor. Now, when we say the I-95 corridor, let me show you what that actually is. With our overlay on the major highways on our WeatherTap radar, this is the I-95 corridor that everyone's always talking about. Because I got a question like, what is that? Well, this is the corridor, right? Basically, you can go from Washington to Baltimore to Philadelphia to New York and up towards Boston, the I-95. So that is what we're talking about when we're talking about the I-95 corridor. So that's all taking shape. Everything's pretty much evolving as expected in that respect with the strong lifting. I'm not really seeing anything deviating from the forecast right now. Our moisture transport is pretty much what I expected, with the bulk of the moisture so far getting as far north as central New Jersey, kind of getting cut off a little bit to the north with that confluent flow here at the lower levels of the atmosphere. That's one of the reasons why I was hesitant to go over 5 inches in some of those northern areas, northern suburbs of New York City, and extreme northern New Jersey, and the Catskills and the Poconos, not because of the cold air or the lifting, but just whether or not we'd have enough moisture to actually get up that far north. So that's going to be something that we're going to be keeping an eye on as we move on through the evening hours, and again following up tomorrow morning. As far as the rate of warming, I'm not really seeing anything that's really standing out to me that would suggest a warmer solution. I'm seeing plenty of strong lifting, as you can see here, and our polar shortwave hasn't caught up yet. And I'm noticing in the model guides a trend to slightly colder solutions here. Now, this is pretty much for right around that I-95 corridor or on the south side of Philadelphia through central New Jersey on the south side of Long Island. I still like the idea of mixing with sleet, but I'm hesitant to go with straight rain. This actually might be freezing rain here rather than straight rain because right now we're colder than what was forecasted. Okay, at 24 degrees, that's a little bit colder. So it might take longer for us to get above freezing by the time we get to 10 and 11 a.m. So we might be at 32 with a little bit of freezing rain and snow while this is happening. And while we're seeing the bulk of this snowfall, by the way, this is all occurring while we have ratios that are pretty high, 12 to 1 to 15 to 1. So the snowfall is going to be able to pile up. And then as the storm pulls away around noon, we'll get one more heavy burst with the mixed precipitation around the coast changing back over to snow as that colder air works in. To kind of get an idea of the amount of QPF, the moisture we have available, we're looking anywhere now. We're pushing up to a half an inch in terms of QPF. That's pretty impressive around Long Island and about zero point 0.4 around New Jersey. If most of this is frozen, that's a pretty good snowfall, easily supporting 5 inches of snow. So that's something again that we're going to watch. And then you can see the NAM, the new NAM that's just coming in a little bit colder. And again, the question is, where are we with our temperatures? Very heavy snowfalls expected at 9 a.m. around New York City. This is very heavy, and again, supports the idea of that 5 inch snowfall. Philadelphia, right on the cusp of that. A little tiny shift to the south of this band, and you're talking about Philadelphia, uh, up down towards Mount Holly, northern Monmouth County, Trenton, New York City, much of northern half of Long Island. So we're going to have to watch this trend. This is trended a little bit colder compared to the 18Z run during this same time period, where the warm air really pushed northward and really drove that warm air up into New York City by noon. Now in the 0Z guidance, we're not seeing that push as much. We're seeing more of a fight back. So certainly some very interesting data to study as we watch the storm evolve and move forward. That's the update for this hour. We'll continue to keep an eye on this storm. And as always, stay safe out there.